In
Thank
5
you,
minutes.
Mr. Chairman. Ambassador Kinney, how long have you worked at the State Department?
A little over 42 years, sir.
And you're the guy at State Department currently responsible for record retention, maintaining the records, and complying with all appropriate records laws and archive laws. Is that right?
I am the senior agency official, and I have a number of people who assist me in that responsibility.
You sent a letter to four former Secretary of States about records and getting information from those previous Secretary of States. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, you sent it to their designees, if I remember correctly.
Yes, sir. They were designees,
their lawyer,
attorneys, or their senior staff representative.
When did you send that letter?
I believe it was sent in July, August of 14.
I thought it was
October 14.
Okay, that's what I thought. I had October 28, 2014. And why did you send that letter? What prompted you to decide that you needed, excuse me, to send that letter to the four previous Secretary of State?
Basically, we had been reviewing thousands of pages of documents in response to a number of requests, including requests from this committee regarding the Benghazi temporary special mission attacks. And as we worked through all the documents, all the volume of material involved in that process, we noticed that there was the use of a non-state email address that apparently may have come from Secretary Clinton.
Well, that's not what you told us when we deposed you in February this year. You said you did it because of NARA concerns.
Well, yes.
Is that the same difference?
It's the same difference.
All right.
We saw a potential federal record, and therefore...
So what prompted you was the Benghazi committee request and request from this committee and FOIA request, and that you weren't complying with the NARA law. Is that right?
No, we were looking through documents in response to a committee request.
Okay.
We saw evidence that there might be a federal record from a non-federal source.
Got it.
And that then trips our requirements
between
to
the time
with
you
the Federal
knew
Records Act.
When all this prompted you, request and the NARA law and everything else, when all this prompted you, between the time you knew you had to do something different and when you actually sent the letter, did you talk to any of the former secretaries of state, any of those four, or any of their four designees?
Not to the best of my recollection.
Did you communicate with any of them?
Not to the best of my recollection.
Did you meet with any of them or talk to any of them about any subject?
I regularly am in communication with former secretaries. One of the responsibilities of the position of the Undersecretary for Management is to be in contact with former secretaries of state on managerial, administrative support issues. So the answer to that is yes.
Well, let me just get specific. Did you talk to Cheryl Mills between the time you knew you had to do something different with record retention and when you sent the letter?
I don't remember doing so, sir.
You don't remember talking to her at all?
Oh, I don't remember talking to her about the records.
Did you meet with her at all in that time frame?
Cheryl Mills was and remained beyond the departure of Secretary Clinton as the special representative for Haiti. And I had a number because of the importance.
So you told us in February you had lunch with her in this time frame, and you met with her on numerous occasions. Is that accurate?
That is what I'm saying, sir.
Okay. You also said when we asked you, I said between the time you learned that you needed to do something different as far as record retention goes and when you actually sent the letter, you had numerous conversations with Cheryl Mills, but you're saying none of them dealt with this issue.
That is correct, because...
In fact, you answered me and you said this, I never tipped her off. Is that accurate?
Could I
I'm just quoting back what you said to us in that deposition.
I'm not changing my deposition one item, but two things, sir. One is,
can you give me a look?
I was not brought up to date immediately on the fact that my colleagues and staff had come across this one email thing and then were researching through the material. That was not brought to my attention much later.
Here's what I want to get to. The FBI released their report last Friday. They say on page 15, during the summer of 2014, State Department indicated to Cheryl Mills a request for Clinton's work-related emails would be forthcoming. And in October of 2014, The State Department followed up by sending an official request to Clinton asking for her work-related emails. Now, you just said in February when you were under oath and when you were deposed in front of the Benghazi Committee that you never tipped her off. But somebody tipped her off, because during the summer of 2014, she got a heads up that this letter was coming. Do you know who tipped her off?
No, sir, I do not.
And it wasn't you, Ambassador Kennedy.
Well, not to the best of my knowledge, no, sir.
Ambassador Kennedy, were you interviewed by the FBI?
Yes, sir.
Ambassador Jacobs, did you tip Hillary Clinton off in the summer of 2014 before this letter?
No, sir, I did not.
Were you interviewed by the FBI?
No, I was not.
Ms. Lang, did you tip Hillary Clinton off or Cheryl Mills off in the summer of 2014?
No, I did not, sir.
Were you interviewed by the FBI?
No, I was not, sir.
Mr. Finney, did you tip Cheryl Mills off?
No, sir.
Did you tip Hillary Clinton off?
No, sir.
Were you interviewed by the FBI?
No, sir.
So somebody who was interviewed by the FBI told the FBI we tipped her off. Have you done an investigation, Ambassador Kennedy, and who might have tipped off? I mean, here's what this gets to. Once again, Hillary Clinton gets treated different than anybody else. She got tipped off. I don't think Ambassador Powell got tipped off. Have you started an investigation, Ambassador Kennedy, and who might have tipped Hillary Clinton off before she got the letter requesting
No, sir,
these documents?
I have not.
Any idea who did tip her off?
No, sir.
I yield back.
Thank the gentleman. We'll now recognize the gentleman.